Alrighty, hello every folks, and good morning. Wait a minute, this doesn't look like a Steam page, and that is correct. So look, the last few times that we did one of these Steam recommendations, it was already kind of bugging me that a lot of the recommendations seemed more or less the same, and frankly, with this winter sale, it's not too much different. Now, let's go ahead and kind of go through the cliff notes real quick. For one thing, Tactics Ogre Reborn, still amazing. You should own that. XCOM 2, it's like Tactics Ogre, but also modern, and also set in a Saturday morning cartoon. You've got things like a Crystal project, where if you wanted your traveling JRPG goodness, you've got stuff like Time Break Chronicles, and The Last Spell, and Norland, and Into the Breach too, but that's, honestly, I would just say get the phone version on that. Xenonauts 2, still kind of overpriced, but still also kind of amazing. Felseal also absolutely kicks ass, so does Monster Sanctuary. Battle Brothers is still always cozy. Octopath Traveler 2, definitely also a little bit on the pricier side, but also really solid. Symphony of War is still very good. Stuff like 63 Days, if you wanted a solid kind of a hardcore stealth, they will absolutely whoop your ass if you get so much as noticed type experience. There you go. Look, I keep covering the same stuff over and over. Also, I mean, like Risk of Rain 2, and also Armored Core if you want that third-person shooty experience. But look, I wanted to specifically focus on a few indies. Now, Scarmond, I've made several videos on in the last week here, and yes, Scarmond is amazing. It's also on sale for 15% off at the moment, which is pretty solid considering it just came out. And I wanted to shed a little bit more light on a group of indies that I specifically just love to pieces. But the thing is, they don't get talked about that much. They're kind of little quiet cult classics off there in the background. And yeah, I just wanted to cover them a bit more for those that missed them, because they come up in every sale. Usually, due to the kind of funnier names, they tend to be a little bit lower in the kind of remembering to be recommended list. But these four games are going to be Horizon's Gate, Kingsvein, Voidspire, and Alvora. All of them are made by Rad Codex. It's, functionally speaking, a single-person studio with some outside help. And the reason I want to bring these up is most of the people that are on this channel are here because they love strategy RPGs. They just love a good immersive RPG in general. And oftentimes we're here because of the interesting mechanics. And ostensibly what's going on with these four games is that they are the same engine that is constantly being updated between these different games. It's kind of like if you ever played third generation Armored Core, that you can feel that it's all on the same engine, but little things keep getting improved. But the benefit of it being on something like Steam is that you'll regularly see them going back and adding some of those later features to earlier games. Hell, to this day, Kingsvein has been out, I think, for like almost a year now, and they're still adding new stuff. It's had multiple classes added since I last covered it. And so they're just going back and adding new stuff and adding new quality of life features. And like, I'm pretty sure most of the stuff on this menu here, like I know the different font options got added. I know when I heard somebody mention that when it came to some of the settings for the AI, those ended up getting tweaked across all games. The save mode here, as far as whether you can save all the time or only in ports, I feel like that's specific to this one. But hell, who knows? There might be a permanent Iron Man mode that's available for some of these. But still, the customization options that end up coming in for one of them seem to typically just apply to all of the games across the board. So I just kind of wanted to share some of the good work that they do. Now, I've covered Kingsvein extensively. I've yet to make any videos on Horizon's Gate, so let's go ahead and discuss this here. Similar to Kingsvein, I also have a habit of automatically mashing through the save menu and creating like 200 save files, but it is what it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about what makes this thing special. Okay, so every one of these four games is basically taking a similar idea and expanding on it in a different direction. Essentially, the engine itself can be thought of as its own world. Okay, its own world with its own rules. And so what we're seeing in this one in particular is a world where you are essentially playing as a ship captain. Now, at the very beginning of the game, you basically get annihilated by the sort of sailboat equivalent of Metal Gear, and so the game starts off with you and your first mate just kind of off on an adventure. They give you a little bit of a tutorial island experience where they show you how the game works, and then from there you're just on your own to do whatever you'd like, to just go and explore and learn and whatever else. And it's that learning that learning, and one of the kiddos was trying to do some Christmas-related sneaking, had to go deal with that. Now, let's go ahead and show you what I mean here. So, the world here is crazy amounts of intricate, and the thing is, pretty much all of your skills of any kind are going to apply the same way, just kind of outside of combat as they do in combat. So imagine more or less any kind of stuff that you ever had in like Final Fantasy Tactics or a Tactics Ogre or an XCOM or anything along those lines, and now you can just go and interact with all of it. In this particular case, I don't even know what this thing is, but that's because these games are all about discovery. Their worlds are weird. Like, if you ever played Morrowind back in the day and the utter weirdness of the world fascinated you, you are going to love these games. Every one of them has almost completely different races to play with, has completely different settings, and there just seems to be this idea of constantly giving you more interesting mysteries to go find. And, like, for example, in this one, finding those mysteries, researching all of them, is effectively your job. So, like, one of the main things that you actually do in this game is go and collect notes on everything that you can potentially find, researching everything. And the search mechanic is, as far as I'm aware, available in all of them, and usually it's just for, like, interesting lore notes. In this case, you can go and sell your lore notes, you can have people pay you for your exploration of different areas, and not to mention it just comes up with little kind of interesting tooltips for everything that you have here. And hell, even if you wanted to, you can go add your own notes down the road here as well. But I just love this level of absolute intricacy in everything, you know? Just everything is interactable, there's some more to see all over the place. Actually, in this case, let's see, who can even carry this? Yeah, I don't think we can even fit this on our ship right now, because I was selling a bunch of these. But yeah, like, here's the thing. You're sailing around in your boat trying to get, let's say, either an army of boats to go fight this end boss, or to maybe find some way to get around him, maybe reinforce your ship, and in many ways it's kind of like a sailing age version of something like Mass Effect 2. You know, you're getting your party together and you're trying to find a way to do this, you know, one last big assault here, and you just keep finding more and more interesting stuff along the way. So, like, in this case, I'm kind of curious if we can just, there we go, we'll just go ahead and pull this guy over to us to start off the fight. We'll have everyone start off with their standard formation here. But there's just always more and more and more to play with, and near total freedom in terms of how you want to actually pair all these things up together. Like, you'll notice there's a guy that's carrying around a whip and a crossbow, and just out of curiosity, I wanted to see if it would let me combine together the ability to add a healing attachment to a crossbow, and sure enough, now he's got a crossbow that heals something. Is this necessarily useful? No, but it is fun that you could do that. Let's have him go and yell at these guys to make them depressed, and let's go ahead and have you actually fire said healing crossbow over at this thing to explode a bunch of them. Because again, all things that are available within combat are also available out of it, so we could have started the fight by going and activating that. I've shown extensively how in things like Kingsbane there, you can potentially go and, like, let's say, use dead bodies from enemies to kind of arc electricity around to solve puzzles, or, you know, drag furniture around from all around the map to create a choke point to just go and crossbow volley an entire team or something. You oftentimes can get off these very fun kind of trap ambushes, and I absolutely love that. But as far as the attention to detail, it's a little bit different in every one of these. So, like, in this particular case, you'll notice that there's a little gem that's actually inside my main guy's spear there. And effectively, that's going to be one of the modifications that happen for it. Actually, wait a minute, did I just completely do that wrong? Yes, I'm looking at the completely wrong tile. That's my bad. But anyways, yeah, why can't he reach that? I think I know why he can't... Oh, yeah, because there's a thing in the way. That's why he can't reach that. That makes sense. That makes sense. Anyway, so the level of detail in terms of showing off your equipment and modifications and stuff like that, it just puts a smile on my face. I really appreciate how far they go into just showing off little intricacies all over the place with these games. Now, granted, I don't know that much about Horizon's Gate in particular as of yet. I just started with this one, and it's been an absolute blast of just more or less spending several hours going and exploring the world and trading things and trying out the new kind of interesting abilities that this one's got. because every one of these games, they will have similar abilities, but they'll all be in different places. Like, from what I understand, one of the abilities on this one, for I think like some kind of pirate class or something, for being able to equip multiple reloadable weapons, so like pistols and crossbows and stuff, later on became an item that you could equip in something like Kingsbane, and vice versa for a few of the other things. And again, it's just interesting to see these little ideas iterated upon depending on the setting. So, if you're looking for a lot of games that are very cheap but have an absolutely preposterous amount of content and just fun replayability and whatever else, this is the kind of thing you're looking for. Like, you can just friggin' interact with everything. And again, this kind of Ultima-esque interaction is just something you really don't see that often, because it's frankly kind of complicated to work around, but that's what this engine was built for. I don't know if we can actually do anything with that, but whatever, we'll have that guy carry it. But just everything is interactable, and I know it's weird to get obsessed with something like carrying around a lantern in every one of these games, but just the fact that it does this whole glowy thing, I don't know, it just amuses me. Also, there's some way to get over there, but I don't know how. Huh. I don't know, there's some kind of puzzle here, and apparently I'm just blanking on how to... Did it set fire to this or something? Technically, it's some kind of mold growth thing, so I don't know, maybe that's relevant. But yeah, it's just like pure exploration goodness. And again, there's a bunch of them like this. Is it actually going to burn, or... I mean, it's seemingly spreading. There we go. Took a couple burns, but managed to break through. But just the fact that you can even try that, the fact that it's even a thing that you can do, it just puts a smile on my face every time. So if that's the kind of thing that you're looking for, please remember to give these games a go. I would probably recommend starting with Kingsbane for most folks that are kind of around on this channel for a while. But yeah, like Horizon's Gate has been probably one of my favorite open world things since maybe Saints Row 2. So... so that's just great to see. Anyways, I didn't really have a whole lot of time here today, but I just wanted to at least throw that out there. So yeah, go ahead and give it a little bit of a look. Y'all have yourselves a good one, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Oh wait, hold on. These are these self-replicating mold things that nearly killed the party last time. Dang. Well, that's a problem. Okay, well, anyways, I gotta get going. Y'all take care.